Hi teacher, good evening. My name is Jean-Pierre Ramirez. I hope you're doing very well. The topic of this video is about the class number 8. For the 8th class, I decided to choose the topic Models of Ability and Possibility. A student's grade is first baccalaureate. The duration of the class is 45 minutes and the student's level is elementary. About the objectives or goals for this class are that learners will be able to identify the models of ability and possibility. Also, learners will be able to appropriately express statements using the models of ability and possibility. Furthermore, learners will be able to recognize the target models, and finally, learners will be able to construct examples using the target models by themselves. About the methodology and strategy for this class, I decided to choose the grammar, translation, and communicative language teaching for this class. Those were the methods used in this class. And about the strategies, I decided to choose the whole class work per an individual work. Those were the strategies used for this class. About the anticipatory set, learners will be shown a short video with some easy examples of camp. In that video there will be included examples like I can drive my car, I can cook dinner at night, I can do my homework, I cannot drink coffee, and examples like that. Questions like can you open the window, can you open the door, and things like that. Students will have only to watch, listen and analyze the example. That's all. About the main teaching input, first, a student will be explaining the models. The students will be given some example of each model in the 3 different forms, which are affirmative, negative, and questions. The models and examples will be translated in order for students to be able to understand the class clearly. Here in this case, I will be using the grammar translation. After the explanation, after I have explained all the grammar and stuff, students will have to write in their notebooks some examples of models. They will be asked to write examples of affirmative, negative, and question, always using the models. That will be according to what I say. For instance, if I say, please make an example of affirmative, they will make an affirmative. If I say, make an example of negative, they will make an example of negative. If I say, please make an example of a question, they will make a question. After, students will be asked to talk about the things they can do, things they are able to do. They will write some examples, and once they have finished, they will have to share their ideas or examples with the whole class. All the students will have mentioned some of their abilities. Then, after that, students will be asked to create a question with can, and once they have done that, once they are ready or they feel ready, students will be asked to make a circle, and the first student asks his or her question to the other student, to the student next to him or next to her, and the second student will do the same. For example, this student will ask, can you drive a car? And the other student will answer, no, I cannot drive a car. And the same student will ask the other student, can you cook pizza? And this student will answer that question, and then the same student will ask the other classmate other question. And the activity will be over when all the students have asked and answer their questions. In this case, I will be using the communicative language method. After that, students will have to work with a partner. Working with a partner, students will have to ask and answer questions about their abilities using can, can't, could, couldn't, and be able to. Here again, we are using the communicative language teaching method. And finally, working in group, students will have to look at the list of language learning skills that will be written in the blackboard. I will write the list in the blackboard. And then students will be asked to do a list of tips to improve their skills. For example, for listening comprehension, you can listen several videos, or you can read several texts, or you can watch the TV. For grammar, you can make examples. For grammar, you can write sentences. Students will have to use can, could, cannot, and so on, but using examples. About the modeling, the analysis and use of grammatical structures, the students' interaction and communication among students, communicative and interactive activities, the repetition of phrases and sounds help students to have positive outcomes or results in their learning. So that the students had a meaningful learning. About the guide practice, the students will have to watch again another video, and they will be asked to answer questions in that video. They will have to choose the correct option and read the whole statement once it's complete that step. About the independent practice, for the independent practice, the students will be dictate some sentences, and they will have to write them obviously individually in their notebooks. The activity will be repeated, but in the second time I will dictate examples in Spanish, and the students will have to write those examples in English, and that will be the independent practice. For the assessment, students will have to stand up, go to the board, or not, just only stand up and individually say at least 4 examples using the target models. In this activity, students cannot be helped. They have to do all by their own. About the closing review and follow-up, the class will be finished by giving a quick review, a reinforcement will be given to the class. Students will be shown a short video again. In this video will be an explanation and examples of models of ability and possibility. And students will have to repeat again some examples in that video or read them. About the didactic materials, used in this class, as you can notice, I usually use my computer, the TV, the blackboard, the markers, the videos. One video was for making students practice several structures with models of ability and possibility. The other was for the guided practice, and the other video was for the review, for finishing the class. As you can notice, I didn't use pictures in this class or lesson plan, because as you can realize, this class is more focused on grammatical structures, and that's why I didn't decide to choose pictures or PowerPoint presentations for this activity. Only I include videos and electronic devices that are mandatorily necessary for perform this class. So my dear teacher, I hope you like the video and enjoy it. Sorry for the inconvenience, and see you in the next video. See you soon. and have a nice night. Goodbye.